Your brand new puppy is an energetic bundle of fun, but how do you ensure it remains the happy, healthy pooch you first fell in love with? Joining me now with some advice about that, vet Megan Alderson and Dudley.
Dudley, turn towards the cameras, mate.
How old is Dudley? Because he's a big boy, eh?
He's a big boy. He's a Labradoodle, and we think he's about 4.5 months, actually. Yeah, so he's just still teething, as you can see, so he's very busy. But poor old Duds has had a problem, so that's how I ended up with him.
Right, so you've taken on the responsibility, have you?
Well, actually, it's not me. It's my husband I talked into it. He's also a veterinary surgeon, so I was like, I think you need a puppy.
You're both vets, are you?
Yeah, we're both vets, and he's a specialist vet, so he's...
what does he specialise in?
Orthopaedics and soft tissue surgery, and so this is the perfect dog for him.
Well, obviously that means Dudley's got something wrong with him then.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dudley had... disease called Neospora, and it's a bug that comes from mum, so they get it in utero, and just one or maybe none of the puppies are actually affected. The mum usually would eat some raw beef, okay, so it comes from raw meat.
No way.
And passes on to the puppy. The bug that he got then likes muscle, it likes muscles and nerves, so it causes a paralysis, and I don't know if you can see this, Dad, so if you turn you around, Dudley, you can see that he's got a bit of a bang.
Eating the wrong type of raw beef.
Exactly. So he's got a poor old back leg here.
Doesn't do much, does it?
Well, it actually does, but he's lost the muscle in this cranial tibialis muscle, which is the bit that flicks the leg forward. Okay. So he can use it, but he does drag it at a certain gait. So he can actually place it, and he can swing it, but
it's kind of
sometimes, you know, when he trots, at the trot, he'll actually give it a drag, so we have to watch his toes. So that's why he has to wear shoes.
Oh, because he'll wear sort of...
Yeah, he wears his toes, yeah.
Okay. Is it painful for him?
No, he's a happy little puppy, you know, like it's a paralysis. He's lived with it for the last at least 2 months. He doesn't really know a lot different. And, yeah, it's still a useful leg, so we're going to get him grown and we're going to we're going to fashion a splint for him just to help with his gait in the park. But, yeah, he's absolutely fine. So he hoons around, you know, he gets lots of oohs and ahs because, you know, people are like, what happened to his foot? But it is actually a paralysis of his leg that's caused this problem.
Does it always manifest itself like that? And is it always just one leg, or could it be better or worse?
It can be worse, can be both legs. And, yeah, usually it is a hind leg that happens. It happens too because that's where just a predilection for the bug. It's a protozoa. And it's very similar to polio in humans, you know, like we don't see that anymore. But there's no vaccination for it. You know, the only thing is prevention, which is just be very careful about what you're feeding your dog, especially if she's a breeding bitch.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
What other things should we be looking out for with puppies?
With puppies, now, the things, you know, this is a very uncommon problem. I've seen 2 of this in my career. You know, this is not something we see very commonly. But parvovirus, okay, that's top of the list.
Hear a lot about
top
this.
of the list. Parvovirus is a devastating disease for puppy owners. You know, they get their puppy and 2 weeks later it's in hospital, you know, near death. And it's entirely preventable. So what can happen is if we get those puppies vaccinated and stop exposure, because it is out in the environment, and that's why we see so much of it. Basically, if the puppy gets vaccinated and then doesn't get exposed, you're all good, 100% with the vaccination.
Okay.
But in certain areas, they will be actually dogs that aren't fully vaccinated. And if it drops below about 65%, you'll find that they'll have outbreaks, and that's what we see in some areas in Auckland.
So this is other people not
vaccinating their dogs.
their dogs,
so
and then this virus, I understand, can live for months as well.
6 months. 6 months out in the environment, and that's why every puppy is susceptible, because you don't know who's been in the park before you. So really good idea to get your pets vaccinated 9 and 12 weeks, and then, you know, make sure that if you haven't been vaccinated in the last 12 months that you update that at the moment, because there is an outbreak.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's mange?
Mange. So demodictic mange is a problem that we see in a lot of pups. Usually the short-haired breeds get it worse. Right? So a lot of the, you know, anything usually from the SPCA, you know, with the little short hair, we get a lot of mange, and it's a patchy hair loss in dogs, okay? It's a puppy problem, and it can actually go on to be an adult problem, but what we do find is now it's treatable. We used to, like, my old dog got it, and we had to give her a sort of a pig dip.
Really?
But nowadays we've actually got treatment that actually get rid of it quite well.
So what, it's bugs, is it?
It's actually a mite, okay?
Right.
So it's a little mite that lives under the skin, and when you hear the term mangy dog is because those dogs have no hair on them. You know, they're actually
it's all falling out because of the mites and the irritation.
Of the mite, yeah. So that's something to watch out for as a puppy owner.
Ear mites.
Ear mites, yeah.
My dogs have had ear mites in the past.
I know, so mine have too.
Yeah.
He hasn't.
Okay.
But where ear mites like to live are down these nice long legs, okay? We've got lots of nice warm environment for mites to live. And all we need to do is actually look down there with an otoscope. It does tend to, just, again, come from, from the litter where they came from. It's quite hard for the breeders to actually stop it transferring. They just seem to arrive. But also very treatable. So on our vet check, we're checking for ear mites. If they've got them, very easy to treat. So we use products now just on the back of the neck, and they're absolutely fine.
If you leave them unchecked, can they cause hearing problems?
Yeah, absolutely. There's so much junk in that ear canal. I mean, they've already got painted on ears at this age, So basically, we need all the hearing that we can actually achieve for Dudley. He's a very good puppy, but I'll tell you what.
He's beautiful.
Yeah, as I said, he's hard work. All your pet owners out there, understanding how hard it is to have a pup at the moment, even though you're brilliant.
Thank you very much for bringing him in. Worms as well are obviously a big problem with puppies as well.
Yeah, so we keep up with the worms, and as I said, just watch out for the basics.
Thank you, Megan. Now, for more information about pet care, please head to our website.